Hey guys, how's it going? It's Mo, aka Paid Trader. A few minutes ago, I was, looking at the pairs that I look at, with Euro Yen being one of them, and I saw a setup, I come across, and it was a perfect setup, but it's an aggressive setup. But I decided to throw it out there anyway. I guess part of me was just thinking that and feeling that so many of you guys have had a rough week this week. The pound, dollar, and the market in general has just been kicking your asses. There's stories all over the place about people blowing their accounts this week, and that's really sad. That's really sad. It just means that they didn't start their trading career the right way, even though at this point, blowing your accounts and dealing with pain is just a rite of passage. Anyway, so this aggressive sell short setup came across, and I decided to throw it out there. I typed as fast as I could, and copied the picture as fast as I could to get it out there. And hopefully you guys have taken advantage of it. This is a really risky trade. The current, take profit is right here at this support level. You might want to, it's up to you guys. Really, I just, threw out the entry. We got a pretty solid entry is that market. And it's up to you how much you guys want to collect. I set this support for my take profit and 116.20 as a stop loss. So, but currently right now it's hanging out right here in the action zone on Main Street. That's what I call it because this is where all the action is, generally in the middle of a swing high, swing low, or range. You'll generally find what I call the crunchy areas, which is where all the action takes place. So I've dubbed it Main Street. But anyway, I'm going on. So hopefully you guys are in this trade. Like I said, this is at your own risk, and you can choose when to take your profit, where to put your stop loss. You can hold on to it till it hits, my level of interest right here. But I can tell you right now that once it gets down here, it'll probably react and take a breather. And this is where we as a market will decide, do we want to continue going, south, or should we go back north and really try to take out these highs that we've really been wanting to take out? So anyway, let price in the market just fill you in, and let you know what it wants to do. In the meantime, I'm hopefully you guys are making pips on this trade. But looking at price action, be pretty interesting. Anyway, talk to you guys soon. I'll keep you guys posted. Hey guys, just keeping you posted here. So price has come down. The low was 115.83, and our take profit is 115.79. We just that last pip is always usually the hardest. Like I said, you guys can hold on till it reaches this take profit. There's my alarm going off right here. Or you guys can feel free to snag your pips right now. Like I said, this was a very aggressive trade. I do believe that it still has legs and it still has the potential to move further south. Let's watch it. Let's see. There's something to be said for having 4 monitors. All right. So, like I said, guys, trading really isn't that hard. If you guys want to move your stop to break even, you can. I generally, as a rule, don't move my stop because I find that it messes with my money management. You just need a good push. That last pip is always the hardest. So this is the part that drives most people mad. But the thing is that I, anticipated, it possibly taking a breather or a pause or a pit stop right here. Boom. Boom. There it is. There it is. Price is like, I want to go down. And there it is, guys. Okay, so next bar. So if your TP was 115.80, 115.79, you guys should be out. You guys should be solidly in profit. And if you guys are still holding on, you go get it. See, this is what gets me excited. This is what makes me happy. Like, honestly, I feel truly blessed, and I pinch myself every day at the ability to go into the markets with the insight and the experience that I have, and be able to make a living, be able to provide for my family, to be able to live a pretty good damn life. Food on the table. So, but I get such fulfillment from watching traders develop. I really do. Especially those that are really engaged and dedicated, and they have expectations that are in line with reality. It's a beautiful thing to watch, because you learn a lot about yourself. And on Facebook earlier, and someone thought I was making it too complicated, but there are depths and levels to trading that many won't ever realize. They just think it's about strategy and numbers on a chart, but it goes deeper than that, guys. It really does. Ask any seasoned trader, ask any trader with like experience, and they'll tell you the same thing. Trading should be effortless. If you're working hard trading, you're doing something wrong. Maybe it's not the strategy, or whatever it is may not be aligned with your personality. Maybe you haven't stuck with one system enough to figure out the numbers. You gotta know your numbers. It boggles my mind when I mention this all the time. People think I'm being too complicated. Your conviction and your confidence comes from knowing your numbers, knowing how many losing trades you can have in a row before you are in trouble, knowing what your positive expectancy is, knowing your stats. Like, it's not complicated. It really isn't. It's pretty simple. Your business, your trading business, if you're really running a forex trading business, everything is based on your numbers. Period. It's not the strategy. Strategy is such a small percentage, such a small portion of what you really need to be focusing on. You need to be focusing on yourself, and you need to be focusing on learning, what your triggers are. Like for me, to help me psychologically, there are certain things that I do before, during, and after trading that keeps me sane, essentially. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going on a rant here. I really would love to see everyone succeed, but we all know what the numbers are. 90, 95%, don't make it. So then why do you constantly do the same things? Try something different. If 90% are losers, if 95% of traders don't make it, why do you look at the same patterns? Or and not even necessarily the same patterns. Why do you just keep doing the same thing that other traders are doing? You gotta start thinking outside the box. Maybe there's a different way. Maybe learning the strategy isn't the first thing you need to learn. Anyway, that being said, I'm pretty sure I'll probably attach profitable forex strategies to this video. It's a profitable forex strategies is a book that I wrote a while back, a long time ago, and it's basically the manual I wish I had when I first started out trading. It would have cut my learning curve in half. I would have known to look for certain things at certain times, and that alone, the time wasted looking at the wrong things and the wrong concepts, you're not getting that back. So anyway, I've been doing this for a really long time, and I'm still learning, so that's it, guys. I'm glad I could help you guys out. Maybe it was God in me that just whispered in my ear and said, hey Mo, listen, I've given you the knowledge, throw it out there, and there you go. Boom. And that was a solid aggressive trade. So for all those that are having a tough time in the markets, persevere. Okay, let's see. So, okay, it closed at this level. Let's see what happens. It will. There is no it will. The probabilities are high that it will attempt to come down here. This is my level of interest, and once it reaches down here, I anticipate it taking a breather, and it being us as a market as a whole saying that it's moved enough. It's done. It's done its journey for the day. Let me look at my other charts over here and see the kind of read I'm getting on it. Okay, so looking at my other charts, yeah, boom. Yeah. So again, anticipate a reaction off of this level. This is the 115, 50 level, 50-ish level. So it may either come down here, or it just may kind of hang out in this zone here. It's already gone. Yeah, only 42 pips. That's nothing. That's nothing. And we are, what time is it? Soon New York's gonna be open. Yeah, I would anticipate it moving down in here, unless those guys back east come in and decide, you know what, we're gonna go long before the news tomorrow. Normally, right now, if we were in the trading room, we would be fist bumping. We like to play some music. Let me see. There is another chart I want to show you guys, actually. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, boom. This is it. Okay, boom. This is it. All right, so this is the chart I posted earlier. on PayTrader Forex Facebook page. You can find it at PayTrader, facebook.com/PayTrader. Okay, so earlier I basically laid out my trading plan. I said there's still quite a bit of downward pressure. Look for a reaction off the downside of LOI and support, which is this level right in here, with a possible. Oh, I didn't finish writing that. Basically what it said was with a possible a reaction. And then in the Facebook group, hey guys, so this was the trade that I posted for the pound dollar. This was my trade plan, and this is what I anticipated going on. I anticipated price to come down into my level of interest and then continue north. This is my dynamic level of interest. If price did break this area, I anticipated a reaction off of this level. Now, after posting that, like 2 seconds later, I put a PS. It's a quick note. Look out for 0.2724 for a downside reaction. I said it, these levels are important. You got to look out for these numbers. You got to look out for these zones. So now let's take a look at what happened. So price came down into my level of interest, reacted off of it, like literally to the number, and went right to the level I anticipated. Went right to it. And true to form, we got a downside reaction. Went back up to test again. Still having a tough time getting through this level. Price will tell you what it wants to do. Price will tell you a story. Once you get in tune, I know it sounds crazy, but just, stop trying to trade everything in every way. Pick one or two things that fits your personality, not what's going to make you the most money. Not swing trading is supposed to make you, more money, or intraday trading is going to make you more money. You heard that, trading divergence is going to make you more money. Find something that fits you and fits your lifestyle, that's in harmony with you, that isn't a pain in the ass to execute. Preferably something that you don't need a million indicators to, come to a conclusion or a trading decision. Price and simple lines on a chart. It's like the yellow brick road. Just call me the wizard, Anyway, that's the deal. Once again, God bless. I wish you guys all well. If there's anything I can do for you guys within reason, give me a shout. And do understand that, I will do what I can to help, like I said, within reason. Mentoring is hard work. I don't think people really understand it when I get asked to mentor. Mentoring is probably one of the most exhaustive things you can do, and it takes such commitment. People always are talking about mentors. I'm sorry, I'm going to go on a rant again. People always talking about mentors and coaches. First of all, mentoring and coaching are two completely different things. With coaching, you are coaching someone on a specific thing, on a particular, let's say, strategy, a particular way of trading. A mentor looks at the whole picture, looks at, your lifestyle. A mentor can help you find a coach. You can have a mentor and you can have a coach, and the mentor oversees everything. The mentor helps, you develop systems, whereas a coach may provide you with a system. You know, it's all these like little things that you just learn over time, you know, that makes such a huge difference. Like the difference between a system and a method. A system and a method, systems and methods are two completely different things, just like with coaches and mentors. You know, you can, a strategy. You know, like the mentor, the strategy is the all-encompassing. It takes, you know, everything into account. The strategy includes your money management method or scheme. It includes your risk management. It includes your trading plans. And within the trading strategy, you have the methods that you implement to execute that strategy. And you know what? I'm going to go on one of my rants, and it's not even Friday. Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to help so much that, you know, I get a lot of blowback because people just aren't ready. They just, you know, but they will be if they keep pursuing. Anyway, I'm done for real this time. I love you guys. If you guys have any questions, just hit me up at facebook.com/paidtrader or the contact page on paidtraderforex.com. And, you know, we'll see what we can do. All right. The FX Hack group is awesome, by the way. If you guys have charts or anything that you guys need questions on, or you may even want to participate, FX Hack is a safe place. There are no egos, no pride, and we are honestly all just traders helping traders, experience helping the novices. You know, it's you know, it's beautiful. So FXHAT, it's at Facebook. Thank you. I'm done.